Hello, my name is Destro the God, and I'm the server owner of BeyondCraft. Today I'm going to be going ahead and just walking you through the tutorial on the server and just reading out all of its features. So let's just go ahead and I'm just going to relog just to kind of clear the chat out. This is my first take of the video. Spoiler alert, right? I've taken a couple other takes, so let's clear the chat. And yeah, let's just go ahead and do the /tutorial command first. Right. And you can just see we have tutorial start, which is going to start the tutorial next, which goes to the next tutorial step, back, right, goes back a tutorial step. We can change the tutorial speed, and we can also exit the tutorial, right? So all the commands are super self-explanatory for what they do. There's some admin commands down there at the bottom, but you don't really need to worry about them. All they do is shut down the feature and enable it. I mean, super self-explanatory again. Which is only useful if like the tutorial is not bugging. I mean, it's like bugging out, so admins can just shut it down, right? But yeah, so for the purposes of this tutorial, let's just go ahead and reduce the speed to very slow, because I'm going to be giving a lot of commentary, and even very slow is not slow enough. But you know, this is kind of a special case because I'm going to be giving all this commentary and stuff, so we just got to kind of accept the fact that I might have to use tutorial back a few times because it's going to advance when I'm not ready to. So let's go ahead and do tutorial start, and boom, we're in the tutorial. So first thing you'll notice, you're just in a big giant stone cube with the glass ceiling. This is instance, so it's your own personal little tutorial section, and you know, it just gets generated from scratch when you enter. So you can destroy it if you want. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. You can even go to other people's tutorial boxes if you want. I don't really care. Do whatever the hell you want. So yeah, we're in the introduction section, and we can see welcome to the BeyondCraft tutorial. You can use tutorial to see the command reference for this feature at any time. This tutorial world uses a separate inventory from other worlds. Your inventory will be returned to you when you leave. We use the separate inventory feature just for like the creative world, the tutorial world, and then all the survival worlds. And that's just so you can't get, you know, generated items, spawned items, if you will, right? I guess would be the Minecraft term. You can't get spawned items moved into the survival world. So also this tutorial will automatically advance as you complete steps or 60 seconds after the last message, whichever happens first. You can see we have a clear lag notice there, right? We use clear lag on the server. It just lets you know when items are going to be removed. It is relevant to the tutorial because the tutorial does spawn items during different phases. So if you can see that message, you probably want to look for any items that might have been dropped. Pick them up ASAP. If you don't pick them up, you could just use tutorial back and tutorial next, and it'll just respawn the items because it just starts over the phase. Not a big deal or anything, and we might even have to do it ourselves at some point. So yeah, just a word of warning there, right? But yeah, give it a try. Use tutorial next to skip forward through the tutorial quickly, or wait 60 seconds. I'm not your boss. It's true, I'm not your boss. It's your life, it's your time. You can wait for 60 seconds. In my case, I spend 60 seconds because I'm just talking, but who knows? Maybe this time I'll actually be doing tutorial next. So you can read the text. You know, yeah, see, I'm going to do tutorial backs really quick just to go back, but I'm going to scroll up anyways. So the tutorial step will automatically advance in 60 seconds, which it did happen to me, right? And type tutorial next to skip ahead now. You can also use tutorial to see the command reference, which is what I showed at the start of this video, right? So let's go ahead and do tutorial next so we can actually be on the next section, which is crafting 101. So nice job. To get started, we're going to craft an RPG item. What's an RPG item, you ask? Well, RPG items are items that are custom enchanted to provide your character with RPG bonuses. They're acquired when killing monsters or when crafting in a crafting table. Alright, that seems cool. We've got a crafting table that just popped up here, and we've got some crafting supplies. Seems like we're going to be doing something with these. Oh, look, craft a wooden sword on the nearby crafting table using the spawn materials to see what I mean. Okay, so we can just go ahead and create ourselves a wooden sword. And boom, we made a wooden sword. Oh, and it drops some iron nuggets, which is for the next step. But we just have them, we'll just be ready for this next step. So crafting 102. Great work, you just created an RPG item. RPG items give your character important bonuses that make it easier to fight, cast spells, and more. So you can see, oh wow, I got pretty lucky. I crafted a legendary +1 sword. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually extremely rare. For legendaries to pop up. So for me to get this in this tutorial video, and I haven't even done that many practice runs yet, this is pretty damn lucky. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, you can see this one's got dexterity, hardiness, magic, and intelligence, and it can have 6 mods. And so it rolled magic twice and it rolled intelligence twice. Because it's only level 1, they're not going to have that high of a value. That dark gray +2 strength is the item implicit. So that's just, well, all wooden swords have +2 strength. And if it's like a diamond sword, it's going to be a lot higher value. So let's just go and do tutorial back and restart this phase one more time. Right? Just ignore all the extra spawned items I've got. This is why we use the separate inventory, by the way. And the +1, which gets covered later. We're going to have a +2 sword. Wow. So crafting 102. Great work. You just created an RPG item. RPG items give you... Oh, yeah, I read that. Right? They give you important bonuses, blah, blah, blah. So strength increases melee damage. It's just very typical RPG stats, right? Dexterity increases range damage and stamina. Stamina is just a resource for using spells. Hardiness reduces damage taken and is good in both small and large amounts. Every point of hardiness is less valuable than the previous point. So, you know, if you got like 50 hardiness, that's going to be really, really good damage reduction. It's really good. Vitality, at least from a numerical perspective, but I won't get too deep into it. Just know that hardiness is really good. Vitality increases health. It's super useful for not dying. You're going to want a lot of it in the early game especially. And then mid, late game, you might want to specialize more to other stuff. Though depending on your gear, you know, you're probably going to want a little bit of hardiness no matter what. Otherwise, you're just going to die all over the place. Magic increases the strength of magic spells, of course. Intelligence increases total mana. And mana is just a resource for casting spells. So we can try and craft some Chainmail Gear next to see an example of a stronger RPG item with higher attributes. The Chainmail recipe is the same as the vanilla Minecraft armor recipe for leather, iron, diamond, netherite, and gold armors. If you don't recall the patterns, there's a link to the Minecraft wiki there. And then, you know, we got our standard gray text that just lets you know the tutorial reference. So you can do boots, you know, you can do the helmet, you could do the chest plate, or you can do the leggings, right? So you can do any of the chainmail, and as soon as you craft it, advance to the next step. So excellent job. Crafting items is super important. It really is, right? But be warned, item levels, the number by the item name, and you can just see that is the 20 for the chainmail leggings. That number by the item name, much higher than your character level, and I mean, you can see my level is 1. My character level is down here is 1, and I have no experience right now. Much higher than your character level, and items with high tier base materials may be unusable unless you meet the requirements. So like diamond items, for example, you can't use unless you meet the hardiness requirement. And I'll go over that in a little bit more detail in a second. I just kind of want to, you know, read through this for now because it kind of explains it a little bit. So, for example, chainmail armor provides no benefit when worn unless one has enough hardiness, and stone tools won't work without enough strength. You can craft other chainmail armors and stone tools to see these restrictions if curious. And I dropped some cobblestone, which I picked up, right? Yeah, it spawns in the tutorial, and you can make some stone tools, as it says there. So we're going to do that too in a sec. But let's just continue for now, and then, you know, we'll just revisit. So regardless, let's continue by equipping the chainmail armor that you crafted the Beyond RPG way. Type RPG and click the RPG item slots icon, which is the bell icon. I'll show that in 1 second. To open up your RPG item slots. Then click your crafted chainmail armor to move it from your inventory into your RPG item slots. This equips the item into a virtual inventory to grant you the item's bonuses, prevent the item from losing durability, and prevent the item from being lost on death. Nifty. Alright, and then you got your standard gray text. So there's quite a little bit going on here. The reason there's so much, and it's not, like, even though there's a lot of text, you really aren't doing much. All you do is you just move one item to your RPG item slots. That's all you're doing in this section, but it just gives you a lot of supplemental information so you know what's going on. So, for example, when you go to use chainmail armor, it's going to give you this message saying, you know, it suffocates you, negating its benefits. You need 40 hardiness for it to be useful. That's just to let you know, right? You need to have 40 hardiness to use this. And the other message is for, like, if this was, like, let's say it's a level 40 chainmail leggings, it would say 40 on the left side, right? If it was level 40 chainmail leggings, you wouldn't be able to wear it because it's more than 20 levels difference with the item level and yourself. And it's just so that you don't have like a level 1 person wielding, you know, full level 120 golden gear. Gold's the best on my server, by the way. So yeah, it's just kind of like a balance thing, right? So you don't have people that are level 1 that are super overpowered. Let's just go ahead and do tutorial back really quick, and yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and chill out the RPG item slots thing now, right? So that was kind of like the first 3 bullets, or first 4 bullets. yeah, first 3 bullets, right? So then the RPG item slots, you can read it. Like I read it, you could read it again, but all you have to do for this section is just type /RPG, and then we're just going to go to the bell, which is it's just in this position, right? RPG item slots, and you can just click it. It opens up your RPG item slots. You can see it's even titled that there. You just click the item and then it transfers it. And then when you do that, it's going to take you to the next tutorial step. So it's not too hard or anything. There's a lot of text, but if you're not familiar with the server or how it works, you might not be used to the fact that, like, hey, if you craft a stone pickaxe, which is the other thing I want to show, right? If you craft a stone pickaxe, it's going to say, you can't use it because you need 40 strength, right? So that's just kind of how it goes. And at the higher requirements for iron, diamond, netherite, gold, or netherite and gold, right? So you just got to kind of keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and take this out of my RPG item slot so we're not getting that message all the time about how we don't have the stat requirements. So I am going to go back. Again, this is why I might need it like it's super slow just for this video. But we're going to do tutorial back and then tutorial next. Just so we can restart this section so that I can read it out to you as it's popping up. So we're in the Combat 101 section. Halfway there. Woo! Almost done. Just kidding. We're halfway there. Halfway done. So great work putting RPG items into your vanilla Minecraft armor. Vanilla Minecraft armor, main hand and offhand slots gives you 6 equipment slots worth of stats. And with that, I'm just referencing, when you go in here, right, you got these Minecraft armor slots and, you can hold an item. So I'm just referring to those 6. And then when you fill up your 5 RPG item slots with here, right, when you fill those up, then you'll have a total of 11 equipment slots of power. Such strength. Yes. Very strong. Do take note of the command shortcuts listed on some menu icons on RPG2. This will save you a lot of valuable time, right? So, for example, slots is the command that you can use to get here. So if I type /slot, it's going to get me there. Save you some time. So, all right. You're all geared up, so it's time to put your equipment to use. Try killing the spider that just spawned nearby. All right. So sometimes spiders will go up in the ceilings. Like, they like to do that. And in a case like that, you could just do tutorial back and then tutorial next, and it'll spawn a new spider, and then you just kill it, and then it's going to advance to the next step, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and kill him, and boom, he's dead, right? Okay, so when the server goes live, I just added these recently, the ladder and scaffolding, just so you can counter the fact that they climb up walls. In the future, after this video goes live, I'm actually going to make these items, scaffolding and ladder, spawn with the first spider, not on the second one. Oops, small bug. Not a big deal. Whatever, I don't care. But yeah, Combat 102. Nice work killing that spider, but oh no, a higher ranked veteran spider has appeared. Veteran monsters are stronger than their normal counterparts and are even capable of casting powerful spells. However, they give better experience and loot on average to compensate, so they are almost always worth killing if you can defeat them. Try slaying this veteran spider to see its differences from a normal spider. Hint, if it climbs up a wall, as spiders love to do, you can use the conveniently spawned ladders to get up to it, or use tutorial back and tutorial next to spawn a new one. Also, I'm just going to put that little message on the last spider one too, right? But yeah, so they love spawning up walls, and you could always use tutorial back and tutorial next, or if you want, you could use all this wonderfully generated cobblestone. It doesn't matter, right? You could do it however you want. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to go ahead and kill it like this. So you can see this is a spider. It's got mass slow, so maybe I'll kill it on the ground actually, but I have the slow effect, so you can just kind of see I'm moving slower. And on my scoreboard over here, I have that M, right? You can see how my vision just unfocused because I'm no longer slow. But yeah, it can cast mass slow, so let's just go ahead back up here and we'll kill it. The tutorial might advance to the next step, but we'll just go back. But you can see it's got a star, and then it's also got a spell in its name, just to indicate that it's a veteran. And you can see it slowed me again. They just cast a spell every 10 seconds. Nothing crazy, right? So we killed it, and we leveled up. And we got level 3, because, well, it was a veteran. Like I said, it gives good experience. And when you're level 1, it is not hard to level up at all. So yeah, that was the step basically. Just kill the spider. It take you literally like 3 seconds if you kill it before it climbs up a wall. So crafting 103. Nice work killing that veteran spider. It was strange seeing one here at such a low level, but they will become much more common as you level. That's just a reference to the fact that they won't start spawning naturally until you get into a level 4 area, which you'll see when you actually start playing in the main world. You'll see that you got to go to area level 4 for them to spawn up. And even higher ranked monsters denoted by additional stars may appear too. There are higher ranked monsters than just veteran. It goes all the way up to divine, and yeah, when you see those, you're gonna probably die. So be careful. You'll die if you're not prepared. They are very dangerous, and that's my humble opinion as someone who made the damn plugin and has tried to min-max characters and stuff. Those divine monsters are strong. And whoa, that spider dropped the plus stone, a rare crafting item that increases the attribute bonuses on an item provides by 10% per tier. Again, we got a legendary +1 wooden sword. Oh, my goodness, you have no idea how much luck that took to get that. I can't even believe that got crafted. But yeah, let's hurry up and use it to improve your gear. Wield your sword or piece of armor in your hand, then type RPG, click the craft items icon, and then click the apply plus stone icon to use the plus stone. So it should have dropped the plus stone. I already picked it up, but let's go ahead back one step and let's just show what it would look like if you were to kill it, I guess the right way. So that's Magic Strikes, that's another spell. And oh look, there's the plus stone, right? So we can just pick that up. Excuse me. Right, and then when you get that, it's going to go ahead and prompt you to the next section. So let's do what it said. It said type /craft, or sorry, that's the shortcut. You type /RPG, all right, and then you've got the craft items icon. And you can see a /craft there, right? So you can type that and get there the same way. Go ahead and craft, or go to the craft section, and then here's the apply plus stone icon, right? So there's other, other crafting items, like crafting items that you can use. This one's a secret, and these ones, do different things. And then these are some utility functions, which you can read about in your free time if you'd like. But yeah, let's go ahead and apply the plus stone to our legendary +1 sword. Right, so we do it, and it advanced the tutorial. You can see in the background, it just advanced the tutorial. So next step, and boom, legendary +2. So the +2, it doesn't list it on the item that now it has a 20% stat bonus. But the item would have it has a 20% stat bonus to all attributes. Now, because attributes can only be whole numbers and it rounds down, it's getting technical or whatever. Legendary +2 doesn't technically do anything in this specific case, right? Because it's 2 and then 20% of 2 is like 0.4. So, you can't have 2.4. But if it had, like, for example, 20 on the magic stat, then, 20% would give 4. So you'd get an invisible, it wouldn't be listed on the item, it would be an invisible +4 magic. But what you can do is you can check out your class information, which is another tutorial step that we'll get to. And you can just look there. It'll actually display that, 20% bonus that you get from the item there, along with all of your other bonuses that you get from every other source in the game. So let's just go ahead and tutorial back really quick. Because again, it advanced while I was, chatting away. Let me see. Oh yeah, that was due to craft. So just want to make sure I'm on the right step. All right, so step 8, spells. And I do just want to say, right, the video is, at this point we're at 18 minutes. I just want to say, like, if you're doing this yourself legitimately, right, it's not going to take you as long as I'm doing it. Like, you're just getting a whole crap load of additional commentary from me right now. But yeah, that's just how it is, right? You can get through the tutorial in 5 minutes. King Shoreshire did it in like 5 minutes. And he didn't know any of this stuff. So, and King Shoreshire is just the co-owner. So, smart dude in my opinion. And yeah. So, spells. Great job. You beat some monsters, improved your gear, but armor can't protect you from everything. You still took damage, so how about a spell to heal you up? I didn't really take damage, or I might have. I don't even remember. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Listen closely, as spells have quite a few steps to go through. If you do listen closely, though, then I'm sure you'll be creating and destroying mountains in no time. I said that backwards, but who cares? So, step 1, make sure that you're holding your sword in your main hand. Step 2, type RPG, and then click the spells icon, a blaze rod, to open up the spell menu. Step 3, select the first aid icon, it's a stick. 4, click level up, anvil icon to level up your spell. Step 5, this unlocks the bind menu icon, which is a slime ball. click that to bind your new level spell to your weapon. I see I've got the same word spell there twice. I'll fix that. Oops. And then 6, close the game menu and press your right mouse button. This prepares your spell and can be seen in the scoreboard. Step 7, finally left click with your newly prepared spell to cast it. Voila! You just cast First Aid, healing yourself of health and hunger. So there's a good bit of text there, but I assure you it's a lot easier to do than it, when you just know how to do it. It's way easier than it is in the text, right? So /RPG, go to the Blaze Rod for your spells. We're going to pick our spell, which is in this case going to be First Aid. You got to level up a spell. You can't use spells until you level them up, so I'm just going to level it up. And now it's First Aid is max level, as it says, right? Make sure you're holding your sword, as it says, and then we want to bind the spell. So you can see right now it's not bound to this item. We hit bind spell, and you can see now it's been bound to the item. First Aid is literally on the item, on the name line. And yeah, we've got it bound. So now we're just going to right click, and you can see on the scoreboard it says First Aid is ready. And then we left click and we cast the spell. And you can see you get your little animation. And yeah, we just cast the spell. So that's it. It's that simple. And so yeah, what? You actually cast the spell? Insane job. Make sure to keep your spells leveled up as you progress, as this increases their strength and may even add additional effects. If a spell doesn't seem like it'll have numerical increases, then it probably has some kind of quality increase, right? If I want to get, technical, I could say qualitative, but I don't want to sound too intellectual right now. Now then, it's time to show you. Now it's time to show what you learned. Try changing your class without any guidance. If you can't figure it out, the answer will appear in 30 seconds. Go ahead, give it a try. Don't worry, you can't mess up. So obviously, since I already know how to do it, I'm just going to kind of, do it. And yeah, it's going to show the answer in 30 seconds. And I'll just read it out still. But, this is just the class and stuff, right? So you can type /RPG. And then, what I would expect you to do here, right, is you would just kind of look. This is like the chance, for you to explore the RPG icon, like the RPG menu. Because, who knows? In the future, I might do updates and I might add some stuff here. So, you just want to kind of get familiar with this. And, yeah, so you see classes, you would see /class, and you'd be like, oh, okay, well, maybe it's over here. And then, you maybe read this stuff. And, oh, change class. Oh, that seems like what I need to do. Right? And then there's a bunch of classes here. And then, you would probably just pick one, and then, it changes your class, right? And when you click, it goes to the next step. I'm going to go ahead and just scroll up here. This basically just tells you exactly what I just said. But you can also type /class if you'd like. And what that's going to do is, it's going to take you right to class menu, right? Because we've got our shortcuts. Change class, and then, you just pick the icon. Before I read the conclusion text, I do just want to go over the class stuff just a little bit more in detail, and then we'll come back to the conclusion stuff. It might kick us out of the tutorial, but if it does, it's fine. We'll just read what it says in the chat because, it's going to be in the chat. But yeah, so the things I want to show in the classes section, this head icon right here, it just shows you your class information. And this is what I kind of mentioned some of this stuff, but, it says, I'm a level 3 warrior, and I've played for, that amount of time. A little bit of a coloring issue there, but I'll fix that as well. No, I see it. Lifetime mob kills. I've killed 3 mobs on this character, right? And then I'll let you know, your health, mana, stamina, divinity. This class doesn't really use mana or stamina, so it doesn't really matter with those. But it does use divinity, or else I wouldn't show up. Actually, I don't know. Does it? I changed class. That's why I'm a warrior now. Warrior uses divinity. Okay. So yeah, I was like, wait, why do I have divinity over here? But yeah, okay. And I have stamina because I'm a warrior. And that's related to the spells. I'll show the different spells in a sec too. So, all right. So it kicked us out, right? And that's what I said, right? I expected it to kick us out. So we'll go back in with /class, and we'll just kind of keep talking, right? So yeah, health, mana, stamina, divinity, those are the resources. You got your class experience, that's how much experience you have. Currently, of the required amount of experience to your next level, so that means I'm at 80% progress to my next level. And of course that's, also visible right down here in the EXP bar. You can see it there. And then our attributes, you can see our base attributes from our class, which, strength, dexterity, vitality, hardiness, magic, intelligence are all 11 right now because I leveled up as a novice. And the novice has a stat gain, if you look at it over here, it has a stat gain of +3 per level, right? So you start with 5 in everything, and then you get +3 to all stats each level. And you can see its spells, it just has first aid as the one spell. So that's just kind of how that works. And you can see in the green text, it shows you what your final attribute value is. So for example, strength, it's 11 from the class, and then it's 18 from all of my bonuses. So that's like the gear. And there's also like another little bonus, which I'm going to cover in the conclusion section. But you get like a +5 from the tutorial, +5 bonus to all attributes from the tutorial, which we're going to show in a sec. But yeah, so you can see here, right, you can see the attributes that you get. In the case of, warrior, recent strength is just 0 there is because it doesn't modify your strength, right? You don't get anything from picking the class, but you do get, you can see you get 3 strength and dexterity. When you level up, you get 2 vitality and hardiness, and you also get 1 magic and intelligence when you level up. And then you can also see all of its spells. So that's just kind of how that goes there. And we're going to go ahead, and I just want to show you what the spells look like, right? So right now I'm a warrior, so when you're a warrior, you get a different list of spells. And when you're level 10, it does mention this in the tutorial in the conclusion section, which we're going to get to in a sec. But, when you're level 10, every level before and up to level 10, you can change your class as much as you want. But as soon as you hit level 11 or higher, you have to wait a while before you can change your class. That's just so people aren't, using the advantages of one class and then immediately switching to another class. So you're like stacking buffs and doing some overpowered stuff that, maybe is not balanced, right? Besides, if you pick a class, you should just kind of stick with the class, is my philosophy anyway. But yeah, so you can just take a look at all the different spells, and you can see with these spells, like for example, Warrior Spirit, right? Gain a long-lasting health regeneration buff. Very powerful spell in my opinion. Current level is 0 because I didn't level it up. The level up crystal cost, you can see it's highlighted in yellow. It's going to be 5, right? So you need 5 magic crystals. The tutorial doesn't really go over those. Well, it doesn't go over those because first aid is free, but when you actually go out into and every time you level up, right, you get these magic crystals, and you probably saw it in the tutorial, right, because I got some from leveling up, but it's just a magic item. It's just an ender crystal that I've converted into a magic item for Beyond RPG, and you can use it to level up spells. So for example, when you go to level up this spell, right, Warrior Spirit, it's going to say you have 0 of 5 magic crystals needed. And just to kind of cheat, I'll just show you, this is a magic crystal, right? So these are tier 6 magic crystals. You're going to start off with tier 1 magic crystals when you start playing the game, but as you get to higher levels, you'll get higher tiers of magic crystals to drop. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to show on the spells, right? There's the mana cost and the stamina cost. Divinity cost just kind of lets you know what the resource cost associated with the spell is, and there's no restricted items on them. Right now, none of the spells have restricted items, but some of the higher classes are going to have restricted items. For example, like, bows and stuff. So yeah, that's how that goes. Let's go ahead and just go back to the conclusion now. Finally. I know it's been a while, but like I said from the start of the video, this is going to be a long video. So that's just kind of how it is, right? So the conclusion. Wow, well done changing your class. You're awesome. One final note, once you advance past level 10, at level 11 and higher, like I said, you will only be able to change your class once every 12 hours, so choose wisely. Also, since you managed to complete the entire tutorial, enjoy a one-time permanent +5 bonus to all attributes. There you go, right? It's very nice. These permanent stats are unobtainable other than the prestige system and perhaps some other secret methods. Wink, wink. And they basically don't go away if you prestige. So that's it, right? You get to keep them whenever you prestige. I'm not going to discuss the prestige system, or anything, but that's just the post-game system. It's like any other RPG game where you get, high level, you prestige, gives you some additional stat points, and you start at level 1. Very simple. But yeah. So finally, before you go, do note that there is a lot to learn about BeyondCraft that isn't covered in this tutorial. Oh my god, is there a lot to learn outside of this tutorial is just the basic. Even this video is just the basics. My goodness. When you're ready to learn more, explore RPG and web and /guide, right, to get even more information. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and have a wonderful time on the server. I got a nice little smiley face there for you. Use tutorial exit when you're ready to leave, or you can just be like me and get kicked out after 60 seconds. So yeah, that's the tutorial basically in a nutshell. You know, there's some other stuff that you can do on the server, obviously, and if you know, aside from what's covered in the tutorial. So yeah, I recommend, you know, you can just check out the server guide. It's got a quick start section, right? So do the tutorial, and it, you know, gives you some ideas for what you can do after the tutorial. And yeah, if you have watched this whole video or anything, you know, and you still for some reason don't know what you can do, I mean, always hit up the Discord and you know, or my Twitch streams, whatever, or even just comment in the YouTube. I mean, wherever. All right, I'll probably see it. Then yeah, you can just put down what else you can ask what to do or something. I don't know. Because if you don't know what to do after this point, I don't know. But yeah, so that's the end of the tutorial video. I'm always bad at ending videos quickly, so I'm just going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you for watching. If you actually did watch this whole thing, 30 minutes. Yeah, and I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed my soothing voice. All right, take care. Bye-bye.